turning it into a runaway. Here down is Big Brown bounding home. At the circle, looked in the rearview mirror, nobody was there.
How did this turn out like this? Is this the end of racing?
Any trainer in the world would like to be training Big Brown.
It is Big Brown by 5 on the wire.
One hits you in the face like this and you say, that's the kind of horse we're looking for.
To win the Preakness, no one's ever been close to Big Brown.
We're going back to New York.
Big Brown is plummeting as the field.
They can't always bring their A game, but their heart and their will and their determination makes up for what their body can't provide.
Big Brown digs back for all he's got here.
We want Curlin in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Secretariat and Onion has the lead by a head. Secretariat on the inside past the 16th ball. It's Onion in front by a head.
Saratoga Racecourse is known as the Graveyard of Champions. But on a late summer afternoon, the opening chapter was written for a story that would end just over a year later. But it was the 2006 Fasig-Tipton October yearling sale in which Big Brown first drew attention. After success with Big Brown's half-brother Snake River Canyon, New Yorker Paul Pompa Jr.'s interest peaked in the son of Boundary.
I asked Jack Brothers and Hidden Brook that do buying for me, a lot of buying of young horses, to check them out.
We're aware that Eddie Woods bought him at the Fasig-Tipton October sale, and when he brought him back to the 2-year-old sales, he made our short list.
We present now Hip 21, a colt by Boundary out of Mien by Nerea.
He previewed very well on the track, and it looked like it wouldn't have to back up on him. He was ready to roll on. He was good and sound. He had a very good mind. He was a very smooth horse. At the time when we bought him, we thought he might have had a grassy pedigree. He had a grass bottom, and Boundary had traditionally got a few grass horses, so we weren't quite sure, but he didn't have a real strong grass look to him.
This is a colt with a number of thrilling options in front of him.
He went right to Pat Reynolds from there, and Pat played with him and gave him a lot of time, and he got serious with him at Saratoga.
We didn't want to put him in a baby race where they were sprinting. We wanted to stretch him out because he was a big horse and he was working very well. Pat called me and he said, Paul, come on up.
Big Brown is turning it into a runaway. Big Brown rolls home here powerfully in the final furlong. A dazzling effort on the turf for Big Brown.
A 12 3/4 length maiden win at the Spa draws attention. Mike Ivorone was determined to have Big Brown join the IEAH roster, no matter what the cost.
It's the first time that I've ever seen a horse run in a race. And I called up Rick Dutcher and I said, I don't care what he costs, and I don't care whatever anybody else says. I am buying this horse. Because visually, I'd never seen a horse as a 2-year-old do what he had done.
When Michael wants something, Michael's going to get it, and price is no object. And Michael fell in love with that horse, and when he watched him run the first time and said he had to have him.
We got several phone calls that expressed interest in Big Brown. There were a couple of them that would have required me to sell, the whole horse.
So I said, well, what if I offered you a chance to stay in on 25%? And if we should go on and do something like win the Kentucky Derby, I think you're going to be very happy with the end result. So he kicked it around, came back to me the next day, and he says, you know what, let's keep him here in America, and let's go win the Derby.
Just like with any major investment, plans were put into play for one of the biggest stages in racing, the Breeders' Cup. But as Big Brown prepared for a start in the 2007 Juvenile Turf at Monmouth Park, an obstacle first arose that would become a career-long struggle.
A week before his final prep for that race, as far as his final work, he came down with his first wall separation. It wasn't a basic quarter crack, it was a wall separation. And Rick said, well, we have a shot to put it back together. And I said, you know what, Rick, don't rush this horse. Let's see what we can do as a 3-year-old. And I said, I just have this feeling that this horse is going to run on the dirt. And he turns to me and says, babe, he goes, now you're thinking. He goes, I'm going to make you owners of the year next year if we take our time. Patience is the hardest part of this game, but if you don't have it, you're lost.
7 months of patience allowed Ivorone and Dutrow to game plan with their highly touted sophomore. It was known that Big Brown could handle the turf, but dirt is the battleground on the first Saturday in May, and that was to come. But for now, Big Brown's second career start would be a turf allowance race at Gulfstream Park.
Early in January, Michael Ivorone told me, he says, wait till Big Brown runs. And I said, who is Big Brown? He just kept talking about Big Brown, and he says, I don't know if he's our Derby horse. He said, it's a little late to be starting. He's only ran one time. It was on the turf, but he's working unbelievable right now.
But once again, things did not go as planned when it rained the night before and the race came off the turf.
We were watching the race, and there was, a very small crowd there. But I think racing was watching. I think racing knew that it could be something special, but now he was running on the dirt, and it was going to be an interesting test for him.
And Big Brown opens up to a 9-length lead here at the 16th pole, and geared down is Big Brown, who just rolls home.
One hits you in the face like this, and you say, now, that's the kind of horse we're looking for. That's the kind of horse that's gonna make people sit up and say, when's he running? I gotta be there to watch him. Yeah.
A lot of people thought he was crazy, but he knew what he was talking about.
That one day off the turf gave them an opportunity to see how he could do on the dirt. Otherwise, we may never have known that he was that good of a dirt horse.
We went out to dinner that night, and I said to Rick, I said, well, the bluegrass is going to be beautiful. I said, it's going to give us 5 weeks. He says, babe, we're not running the bluegrass. I said, what are you talking about? He says, I think we should run at Gulfstream.
Big Brown drew post 12 in the Florida Derby, a position in the starting gate no horse had won from going 1 1/8 miles at Gulfstream Park. Yet just another obstacle to overcome.
They're in front by 4 lengths at the 8th pole, and they're widening here from Smooth Air, who's been left behind, and Big Brown has done it! Big Brown, undefeated, on his way to Louisville as he wins the Florida Derby!
We just knew that as long as we kept our horse sound, somebody was going to have to run the race of their life ×2 to beat this horse from any post position with any trip.
It is Big Brown by 5 on the wire. Big Brown rolls home here powerfully.
Here down. And Big Brown has done it on his way to Louisville as he wins the Florida Derby.
Post-picking time for the Kentucky Derby. You know the sound as Derby fever has hit Louisville. If the Big Brown connections are right, maybe this is coronation more than competition before it's all over, huh?
Well, you heard what Rick said. Post position wouldn't make any difference to Big Brown. We'll see.
I thought because he had shown so much tactical speed in Florida when he went from the outside post at Gulfstream, that the outside post at Kentucky was not going to be a factor. In fact, they chose the outside post, the connection, so they didn't think it was going to be a problem.
We were all very confident, I'd say, that the post position was not going to be a reason that Big Brown got beat in the Derby if he got beat.
No 3-year-olds ever won the Kentucky Derby coming out of 20, yet I'm sure that's shaking your confidence now in this colt, huh?
Well, I'm figuring that we're happy enough with our draw. We have a pretty quick horse out of the gate. He should just pop right out there, keep it, get good position and kind of keep it. We're all right.
20 horses, 3 career races, breaking from the outside post. I just think that's too much to ask. I think that Big Brown's the best horse in the race, but I think he's going to have to be much the best in the race.
He is much the best.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby. He's catapulting past horses one by one now. He was 5th just a moment ago, and it is Big Brown who rolls open now to a 3-length lead. And it's going to be Big Brown bounding home to a convincing win in the Run for the Roses. It is Big Brown by 5 on the wire.
We were dreaming of this happening. Just an uneventful cruise down the front side the first time, and that's what I got. No distractions, no alterations in course, just slide over.
It was a blur. I mean, you win the race, you go to the winner's circle, you get thrust into the press conference, you go to the champagne toast, and before you know it, it was 9 o'clock at night, and I went in the bathroom, and it was silent. I looked up in the mirror, and I said, holy, what just happened?
Oh my God, it was just a feeling that you only get when something like that happens. I mean, all of our people, everybody was just excited as we could be.
Found your mother in this crowd, boy. Congratulations.
I heard you said you wanted this and you want the Preakness too.
Well, naturally, anytime you win the Derby, I mean, as long as your horse comes out of it good and he's ready to fight again, you got to go. You got to take that shot for the Triple Crown. There's only been so many horses do it, and right now we're live.
The Preakness is, to me, one of the most difficult legs of the Triple Crown to get by because you've only got 2 weeks in between. Rick Dutrow likes to train his horses for about a month in between races, so they can tell him where they're at physically, how much the last race took out of him. And Rick even said, this is uncharted territory for me. I don't know where I stand with this horse.
I don't like 2 weeks. I like running them back in 3, 4, 5 days or 30, 40 days. I don't like 2 weeks.
Michael didn't really talk about his lack of sleep or his lack of confidence going into the Preakness, but we could kind of feel it. He was really edgy in the week leading up to it, and it was understandable.
That day, for some reason, I just felt we were going to get beat. I just didn't know why. I just thought we were going to get beat. And there was no reason why we should have gotten beat or no reason why we could have gotten beat, but I just didn't feel that confident.
And they turn for home in the Preakness, and Big Brown has seized the lead, and he is pulling away. Big Brown's doing it again. He is disappearing from the field. He's in front by 5, and just cruising into the line. Captain Sorbo looked in the rearview mirror, nobody was there. He waltzes home to win the Preakness. No one's ever been close to Big Brown.
I think that once he set sail, and I love that blimp shot, you can see him separate from the field. Who said this horse doesn't have turn of foot? I just let him go. Bye-bye. Woo! Just talking about it right now gives me chills on my back because he really is some awesome horse.
I thought we were in trouble. He was in behind horses. He got dirt in his face for the first time. But then I see at the 3/8 pole, I see Kent looking back, and I said, we're going back to New York.
In the 3 short weeks leading up to the Belmont Stakes, Big Brown was again plagued by foot issues. A slight quarter crack developed, causing Dutrow to call blacksmith Ian McKinley for some emergency patchwork.
So he shows up at 5 o'clock that night, take him out of the Epsom bucket, looks at me and goes, 2 or 3 days, we'll be fine. 2 or 3 days? He goes, yeah, the race is not for 17 days or whatever. It's nothing. Rick and I are high-fiving each other, everything's great. 2 or 3 days comes by, he goes, just 1 or 2 more days, we'll get him laced up. So Rick says, look, I need to get 1 work. That's all I need. Just give me 1 work and I'll be happy. After that breeze, the foot never was a concern. I just didn't see it as an issue.
We were told that the horse was doing fine, that whatever problems he had, he was training well, he was looking good, and it was just a matter of, a mile and a half. All that meant to me was that instead of winning by 5 lengths, he might win by 15.
I don't have any concerns whatsoever. I'm just hoping my girlfriend comes here from Canada. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. There's nothing with the horse or the race that concerns me at all. I've read Zito sending some horse to the lead, which is fine. Just makes things better and easier for us. So I can't think of a scenario that would get us beat right now.
He felt like all of us felt that Big Brown's Belmont was going to be a done deal.